Hey everyone, it's Ethan Ormis back again for another video today, and welcome back to the channel, guys. You're here again for yet another Juice WRLD video. Today we're going to be ranking the sixth and final album from his discography. Obviously, there's a couple of EPs that were released on SoundCloud before Juice WRLD 999 was released. Obviously, Juice WRLD 999 also isn't on streaming services apart from SoundCloud, so who knows, maybe I'll revisit this series and do Juiced Up, the EP, and I think there was one or two more. I think. So, yeah, I mean, maybe I'll get around to that at some point. I haven't listened to them in a long time, to be fair. So, yeah, if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I could definitely do that and add them to the docs. But without further ado, let's get into this. So, Fighting Demons, of course, is what we're going to be ranking today. The newest in the Juice WRLD catalog. Hopefully, we'll get The Party Never Ends sometime soon. Not looking very likely, but with that being said, this album came out December 10th, 2021. It's a pretty long album with an hour and 14-minute runtime, and then all these songs span from November 12th to March 18th, 2021 to 2022. So, let's get into it, and yeah, I believe there's, what, 21, actually, sorry, before we do this, let's go to Too Soon, because of course this is going to have a factor in this video. So Too Soon is a small little EP and tribute that Juice released back in 2018 for the passing of Lil Peep and X. Legends and Rich and Blind are the two songs that were released on it. Rich and Blind is absolutely one of my favorite Juice WRLD songs. It's incredible. I love Russ, Jasper's, and Take a Day Trip's production on both of these songs. In my opinion, Rich and Blind is better, which is a hot take. I know most people love Legends, and it's one of his most popular songs for good reason, but I just think Rich and Blind is better, in my opinion. Absolutely, though, Legends is one of the best songs Juice ever made. So, obviously, this is going to have a factor. I mean, I believe I don't have it in the Fighting Demons doc, but we'll get into it. I can't remember. I don't think I do, but nonetheless, we'll get into it shortly. So, at number 21 on this album, we have Eminem Speaks, just by Eminem, of course. It's just Eminem talking about his drug addiction. I think it's an old interview, but I know when Matt first listened to this album, he really teared up to this song because his favorite artist of all time has been Eminem, and it's been Eminem for a long time. I haven't really listened to Eminem since I was in, like, grade 6. It's been, like, 10 years almost, so I mean, obviously it's sad, but didn't really have any emotional effect towards me, but very sad, and I'm glad Eminem is still here with us today. So, with that being said, we'll move in to the top 20 on this album. At number 20, we have Juice WRLD Speaks, which is great, a beautiful song, or I guess tribute, not really a song. It's great. I love it. But yeah, we'll move on. Of course, there's a couple interludes on this album as well. So now on to the actual songs of the album. At number 19, my least favorite song on this project is Doom. I was super hyped for Doom when it was announced that it was on this album because I had never heard it before, and I don't know, I just had high expectations for it for some reason. Unfortunately, those expectations just did not live up to it for me, and I'm just not a big fan of this song. It's really one of the few songs in Juice's discography that I, like, very rarely revisit. Yeah, there's a couple songs on this album which brings this album down for me, or which those few songs bring this album down for me, but with that being said, we'll move on to the next one, which is number 18, Girl of My Dreams, featuring BTS and Suga. If BTS and / Suga wasn't on this song, I would like this song a lot. I just really don't like the verse. I just don't think it fits well. He's kind of got an offbeat singing / rapping that doesn't really go with my ears. I'm just not a fan of it, but with that being said, what Suga is actually talking about is really nice, and it's very interesting. But yeah, with that being said, we'll move on to number 17, which is Go Hard. Now, I had seen so much hype for this song. Everyone was hoping it was going to be on The Party Never Ends because, of course, I believe it was teased for The Party Never Ends when that trailer was first released last year. Obviously, it was supposed to be with Uzi. There's like 3 or 4 different versions of this song, which, of course, Go Hard 2.0 eventually came out as well. The production on this song might be one of my favorites in all of Juice's discography. I'm just not a fan of the flows on this song, which is very odd to me, because that's like the first time that's ever happened in Juice's discography for me, so that was weird. But it's just a song that doesn't sit well with me that much, alongside Girl of My Dreams and Doom. But from here on out, it's pretty good. I don't really have like any gripes with the song, so with that being said, we move on to number 16, which is My Life in a Nutshell. I was actually grinding this song a lot not too long ago. It's really grown on me. It's really great. I love the chorus a lot. But we'll continue on to the top 15. And at number 15, we have Go Hard 2.0. I do think it is an upgrade from Go Hard. I still don't think it's that great. I really like the verse that was added into it. This was released February 2nd alongside Cigarettes. I'm trying to remember what version of the deluxe that was. I don't remember, but nonetheless, a bit better in my opinion. If they had released one with the Uzi feature, that one would probably be my least favorite of the Go Hards. Again, I don't know what it is about Uzi on Juice songs, but I just don't find he's that great. But with that being said, we'll continue on. At number 14, we have Wandered to LA, which was, I think, the last lead single to go, or to be released for this album, which I really, really loved this song when it first came out. It's just kind of diminished in value for me. I do enjoy Justin Bieber's feature, to be fair, but yeah, it's just kind of diminished for me. And I think the original version of the song is different as well. I think it was called Hotel Room, and the production was different. So the production was changed for this Justin Bieber feature. Not a fan of when they're changing Juice's songs. I really wish they would just keep it the way it is, even if there's an open verse. I kind of just wish they wouldn't add features. But with that being said, let's continue on. So number 13, You Wouldn't Understand. This song is incredible. This song reminds me a lot of Conversations, where when I first listened to it, I never thought it was that great. But it's definitely grown on me, and I wouldn't be surprised if this climbs my list here in the future. So let's continue on to number 12. We have Not Enough, which I'm trying to remember what was the name of this song when it was unreleased. I think Out of Luck was what this song was called before it was released. So out of every song so far, I think the only ones I had heard before it was released was Go Hard, and Out of Luck, or Not Enough. But yeah, this is a great song. Really, these like top 14 songs are songs that I actually revisit, but it gets even better. From Not Enough, or from You Wouldn't Understand up, I guess, really the top 13, I revisit quite often. But we'll continue on now to these top 11. Like, I really revisit these ones a lot. So at number 11, we have Relocate. I love this song. This song is great. I love the production on it. The hard-hitting 808s is fantastic. And I love what Juice's mom is saying at the start of the song as well. I think it's very nice. So into the top 10 now. At number 10, we have Juice WRLD Speaks 2, which I think is an incredibly underrated song. Of course, this is a freestyle. I believe it is in the documentary. I've still yet to watch the documentary because I've seen a couple clips from it, and it just really, really upsets me, so I have not watched it yet. I've just been putting it on the back burner for a long time now because I just know it's going to hurt to watch it, so I have not seen it yet, but I will eventually. I plan on it soon. So with that being said, we'll move on to number 9, which is Feline, featuring Polo G and Trippie Redd. Trippie is my favorite feature on this album. I think he's like in a league of his own. Like Suga, not a big fan of the feature. Bieber is a decent feature. Polo is a decent feature. And then Trippie's feature is absolutely incredible. It's so fucking good. But yeah, of course, they added these 2 features to it because I believe the original Feline, which was a song I listened to a lot before this album was released, I listened to it without any features. So yeah, still a great song nonetheless. I think it low-key got better just because I love Trippie's feature so much. But with that being said, let's move on. So to number 8, we have Cigarettes, which was, of course, a Juice WRLD grail for a lot of people. This was one of the last songs to release on the album. Came out February 2nd. Yeah, I mean, This song is as great as it always has been, to be fair, but I think Cigarettes and another song that we'll get into shortly, you know, they were two massive unreleased grails, and since being released, I find I listen to them less than when I was listening to them before they were released, or as an unreleased song, which is interesting, but we'll get into that shortly. So on to number 7, we have Burn, and you know what, this is another song that falls into that. There was, I think it was a fan-made version of Burn, where the production was a little bit different, and there was more bass, there was heavier 808s, and there was more throughout the chorus than just the way that it is, which I loved that version, because I started listening to Burn in December of 2020, long before this album came out. I do still like it. I don't, you know what, on the producer credits on Genius, it's only produced by Metro Booming, but I don't fucking care. I added Rex Kudo's producer credits because it is Rex's song. Metro literally just adds a violin at the start, and then the gunshots in the chorus, which still not a big fan of the gunshots. I prefer the original version, but it's still an absolute classic in my opinion. So moving on to number 6, we have From My Window, which honestly pains me just because of how low it is. This is probably my most listened to song from the album this year. It's great. I love this song so much. I might honestly move it up, but I don't know. So at number 5, we have Until the Plug Comes Back Around, or for a lot of people, they know this as Ration. Of course, was another song that was, title was changed, but such an incredible song. The production is absolutely insane. I love what Jeezy does on this production. It's so good. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite producers right now. Song is incredibly underrated. I say From My Window is underrated, but it's like low-key the most popular from the album, apart from like Cigarettes sometimes and Burn. But with that being said, we'll move on to Sometimes. So I haven't listened to Sometimes much lately. This was the last song released on the album. Came out March 18th this year. I love this song. I went through a really hard time earlier this year in this song. I had one of the hardest crying sessions I've ever had in my life to this song earlier this year. So sometimes that's just the way it goes, you know. I love this song, I really do, but we'll move on. So up to the top 3 now. At number 3, we have Already Dead, an absolute classic. This was the lead single for the album. This is an absolute banger. I love everything about this song. I love the piano. I know the piano by heart. I probably couldn't play it because I've never played a piano, but it's incredible. This is one of those songs that really want to make me, or really wants, or I really want to learn how to play the piano to play it, so that's pretty cool. But on to number 2, we have Feel Alone, which at one point was definitely my favorite song on the album, but it's since changed. We'll get back into that in a moment, but absolutely incredible song. I love what Danny Wolf does on this album. He has some really great producer credits on this album. But on to number 1, this was the this song is so great. I love Rockstar in his prime. You guys should listen to the studio session of him putting this song together because it's impressive. Like, it's so impressive listening to Juice put a song together. This song is incredible. I love it. T-Minus's production is incredible. There was a time where this wasn't my favorite song. It was number 2 and Feel Alone was number 1, but it's since moved back into my number 1 position. And this is the song I was listening to unreleased like the most before this album came out. I found it in summer of 2021. Excuse me, and like I listened to, or I think it might have been spring. It might have been spring of 2021, but either way, I was listening to this unreleased for so long and so much. So, yeah, there we go, guys. If I were to have Legends and Rich and Blind in here, Rich and Blind would probably be number 1 on the album, and Legends would probably be number 13 on the album. So everything would just move down one position really until not enough, and then You Wouldn't Understand Down would move down a position. So yeah, I don't have Rich and Blind and Legends on here, but I guess I should. I just don't like that they were added to the album because it was a special tribute for X and Lil Peep. I don't like that they added it to this album. I know this album is another tribute to Juice, but I don't know. I don't really like that, so I haven't added it to this. But with that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts on the album. I'm intrigued to know. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.